Hey, I'm talking about the secret to healing shame, deep feelings of sadness, regret after divorce. And the truth is, we live in a society where the culture values marriage and sees marriage as an achievement, as an accomplishment even. And it tells us that divorce is a failure. And firstly, we could go on and on and on about how that's just not even true. But the truth is, the divorce is actually a trigger for much deeper feelings that are going on beneath the surface. And if we understand that divorce, the event, is telling us that there's other feelings of rejection, other feelings of shame, abandonment that are coming up due to the divorce, we can really use this as an opportunity for deep inner healing. So if you saw my video last week on loneliness, and I talked about how it was really the start of my own healing journey, and consciously surrendering and using the inner child work to heal from it. It's so very powerful. But y'all, I'm going deep today. We're going even deeper into shadow work. So, hold your horses because it's going to be good. So, I'm going to start with kind of like the surface stuff of what is just part of the process in your healing process, right? And that is radical self care. Make sure that you are prioritizing yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of it, right? So, prioritizing your own self care. And that needs to be like an ongoing process. And then the other thing, like if you really want to look at really healing, it's the practice of radical self-compassion. Now, as someone who has dealt with loads and loads of shame, from her childhood, from being divorced twice, I mean, you name it, I got a lot of shame that I carried around. Practicing radical self-compassion, it sounds, maybe it doesn't sound easy or simple because it's really not, particularly if your whole inner script is beating yourself up and shaming yourself. And the truth is, when you're in shame, which began, by the way, as a way to protect yourself, it's a coping mechanism, it's a protective coping mechanism, but it becomes maladaptive, right? Because when you start carrying around that shame, you are you build up walls, you're not your authentic self, you become a people pleaser, you do things out of an inauthentic way, or you are not vulnerable in relationships, you struggle to communicate your feelings, all those things. So you have to release that shame, and it is a practice of radical self compassion, saying, look, you did the best that you could do. If you could do better, you would have done better. You only had the tools that you had at that time. And so you have to flip that script. Um, I know for me, for a long time, I beat myself up about my divorce. And I really had to say, look, I had to forgive myself. I had to do a lot of forgiveness work around it. And then the shadow work kind of came afterwards. But like saying to myself, if you could have stopped what was going to happen, you would have, but you didn't have the capability or the skills, or and so that's what you have to say, like, look, if you had understood what was going to happen and you could have done something different, you would have, but it didn't, because you're not in an alternative universe. What happened, so it was meant to be. And so radical self-compassion, and that you hear what I just said, like there's that radical self-acceptance as well. It's that accepting what happened, not wishing for it to be different. And that is an ongoing process and an ongoing practice. And it does become even more important, because I've noticed that even in times of stress and duress, like I'll notice those feelings of shame and I should do this, or should have done that, I should, like it becomes even more intense. And so I have to really even amp up that radical self compassion. But I'm going to ask you today to do something even more challenging, and that is the practice of unconditional embrace. This is like a step beyond just accepting, right? Because acceptance is like really conveys a sense of like just tolerating what is happening. Yes, I accept this person. Like they're okay, I accept them, right? So this is like one step higher. This is real high level shit. So you're actually practicing seeing and embracing all the parts of you, and particularly that splintered part of you that feels so much shame, that made so many mistakes, that part of you that is wallowing in regret, that part of you that is wallowing in jealousy and envy of your ex, whatever those feelings are, whatever those negative feelings are. And again, this is like a deeper layer. It's the parts of ourselves that we really don't want to acknowledge or see or express, right? It's those parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of. And seeing that part of yourself, and again, unconditionally embracing that part of yourself, and that's like a step beyond, and loving what is. Because when you do that, you see yourself in a different viewpoint. You can let go of the judgment. You let go of wishing that person was different, that part of you was different, wishing the other person is different. When you practice this on an ongoing basis, you see with clarity, you see with openness, oh, this is the part of me that needs to be heard. There's this part of me that just is looking for love, or there's this part of me that's looking for acceptance, or there's a part of me that needs protection, and I need to put up some more boundaries in my life. So I mean, it's really going really deep and listening to that inner voice and that inner guidance that's trying to tell you something, and maybe doing it in a maladaptive way. And for me, when I did that shadow work, what was really interesting was when I stepped back and could unconditionally embrace that part of me that was self-righteous, like the bitchy part of me. um, I could see where she was the part of, I'm gonna get a little emotional, the little part of me that's like really just protecting little Terry, that is just trying to make her feel protected, because for so much of my life, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel like anyone was protecting me. So when I see the bitchy Terry, like I know what that is, I can go, oh, it's okay. I got this. You don't need to show up today. I got this. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. So rather than pushing away that self-righteous, that protective, that mean, nasty part of myself that I really don't want to admit is there, but by embracing her, I actually can integrate her and know that, okay, she can be a part of me, but a part of me in a healthy way. And I can see others from a different viewpoint, see others with clarity. So when you look at what it is that's holding you back, I hope that you will unconditionally embrace it and really go further and allow that inner voice to speak to you, and allow it just to come up, and allow you to integrate all those beautiful parts of you. So we're going to be getting deep into this. I have a free resource where we're going to be talking even further the 3 keys for letting go of your divorce baggage, right? So if you want in, just message me or just yes below, because it's coming up. I don't want you to miss this great class, y'all. So join me next week. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what we can discuss. I'm excited. I'm grateful to be here, grateful for you. And I will see you soon. All right. Bye.